Governor Olurotimi Akeredolu, the spokesman of the Southern governors, speaks on very important aspects that must not be neglected but paid serious attention to. Speaks on the danger of relying on gentleman agreements and the bitter lesson that the Southern governors have learned. Now, one may wonder, what is the gentleman agreement? It's an agreement between two individuals, not documented, not agreed upon with a third party to say you are a weakness. Just you and I, your word being your word. Yeah, you're not going to go against your word. I'm not going to go against my word, and we're just going to, agree that this is what we would do without a third party, without it being documented, without it being, put down pen and paper or any form of oath being taken in any way, form, or kind. Between the persons of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu and the current president Muhammadu Buhari, we will learn that there is a gentleman agreement that Tinubu will be the person to take over from them, and that power with after the north, which is Buhari's tenure, it will go back to the south. But recently, if you've been with us on Apple Line Media, if you have not been with us, by the way, welcome. If you've been with us, fantastic, well done. Thank you guys for your too much support. We sincerely appreciate you. God bless you. If you've been with us, you will know that the northern governors and elders came together and said, no way, we hold power. We're not giving it to the south. And Buhari, that have promised Tinubu, has gone back to also promise Osibanjo will hand over to him, clashing the heads. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. Thank you. Dangers of relying on gentleman agreements and the bitter lessons Southern governors have learned. Some Nigerians have heard about the term gentleman agreement without actually knowing what it truly means. The term is mostly applied in politics. This is because politicians use it in breaking deals among themselves. The term is mostly used in politics. This is because politicians use it in breaking deals among themselves. What then is a gentleman agreement? A gentleman agreement is an agreement of understanding based on trust. You hear that? Between two parties involved rather than being legally binded. The major element here, it is based on trust. The two parties agree and it is not legally binded. So the major driving force is entirely a gentleman agreement is about trust. Let us then look at what is going on recently. There have been the insinuation that power moved from south to the north, back to the south to the north. But recently, the north has power and they are talking about power retention, saying they have the population to keep power there. This is not what has been agreed upon. If you say it's constitutionally not binding, how come the vice president and the president are usually from two different regions and every other post down the line? These are things that we have tradition, we have enshrined in our politics, not constitutionally binding, but a gentleman agreement that exists. The North has just proven to the South that this cannot continue any longer. And it's a wake-up call, a lesson to learn for the South and why things must be done decently and in order. And Southerners must look at areas on which to develop and to ensure that they have the advantage all the time. So, Governor Olurotimi Akeredolu sees that the North is taking advantage of the people based on gentleman agreement that was agreed some time ago. However, the North did not want to respect that very agreement. They would rather want to have things their way, you see. So these are some of the things going on, and it is clear to everyone, and Nigerians must pay attention to the fact that all that glitters, they say, is no gold. You think that you have an agreement with somebody, you must be 100% sure that as you have opened your heart to that very thing to be done, the other person as well is in line with you. So at the end of the day, you are not thrown under the bus. Like we always say it at Apple Line Media, we tell you, There is nothing new under the sun. Although this one is a very tragic one. I will bring a story that happened some time ago, okay, in the 1400s. Yeah, probably 13 or 12th century. Yeah, two women had a gentleman agreement. There was serious famine. How they came about agreeing that they should eat their children, only God in heaven can actually say. Because if mothers, particularly, we know that they love their children and we do everything to protect them. Yes, these two women came together, had this gentleman agreement, and say, well, we will kill your son today, and then tomorrow it will be the other woman's son. They agreed. They agreed. And so they went ahead and they killed one son. You can imagine, just imagine, that's why I said it's a tragic one. Okay. And they did everything, they ate him and all that. When it was time for the other woman to obey the gentleman agreement, guess what she did? She hid her son. That's what she did. Like I always tell you, there is nothing new under the sun. No. You just name it. They may not be as civilized as we are today. But my dear, should I interest you? It has happened. It is not new. You are the one who think it is new. It's not new. It has happened before. So the other woman hid her son. And so this one said, but we had an agreement. How come your son is now missing? She went to the king, who would be like going to court and ruler of today, and say, we had an agreement. There was a gentleman agreement between the both of us, not legally binding. Not, I mean, we have agreed and this, but guess what? Time for her to fulfill her obligation. Her son is nowhere to be found. And so they asked the woman, and she couldn't bring forth her son. That matter just died a natural death because the other woman has said, I can't bring forth my son. A gentleman agreement is an agreement that when you take to court, if you don't have, court will tell you, where is the evidence? If you have no evidence binding to show really, truly that this was what you agreed upon, you could lose the case. So this is what Governor Olurotimi AKEREDOLU is pointing out to the southern governors, that never again should you trust a man, so much so that you hang your life around it, that this person will do this and do that and do that. At the end of the day, every human being remains a man. So you must give allowance for people to do and undo, you see. Please don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless you. Bye for now. Bye.